Today on the Sadie Sam's podcast, I'm in a different location. I'm using a different mic. My camera is crap. You might notice it's actually pulsating because it's picking up its own dang activity light, which is flashing for whatever reason.
MSI, you nincompoops!
And we are going to talk about safety policies in terms of the pandemic at TwitchCon not existing. And beyond that, I have no idea because I didn't actually prepare anything. So, to get things started, you see at TwitchCon, we have Zach, I'm not going to say that, revealing that TwitchCon, in accordance with current local guidelines. Hold on. In accordance with current local guidelines. In accordance with current local guidelines, there will be no COVID-19 vaccination or testing requirements at TwitchCon San Diego. Although masks are encouraged, they are not currently required. And of course, people are upset about that. Rightfully so. There are 4,101 votes on user voice for a mask requirement for TwitchCon, which is honestly not enough. And the comments are largely in favor of it. There are a few comments against it.
Very bad take, by the way.
They are the exception on this page. If you're unable to wear masks due to health, you probably can't even go anyway.
Once again, due to health.
If you can go, it's a very minor inconvenience. And yes, they should also require proof of vaccination or a recent proper negative COVID test. We have Stingin commenting, please wear a mask if you're attending to TwitchCon. Look out for this community. Thanks. Yeah, my health should not be your choice, okay? And ER Doctor said, I wish I could vote for this twice. And people are also pointing out that San Diego Comic-Con had mask requirements and potentially also proof of vaccination or recent proper negative COVID tests. A mask mandate is the least they can do. Hi, Ginger.
An interjection here with an update on the situation. Well, TwitchCon is now requiring a mask and proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test. Jeez, I can't English. Now, while I am skeptical and I'm sure they did that to save face, and while I don't see that it's a proper negative COVID test, hopefully it's a proper one. That is good news nonetheless.
Now, I obviously will not be attending either way because, well, I live nowhere near there. I would have to travel there, which, regardless of whether it's by land or by air, requires money. Oh, and I live in the Midwest. Regardless of whether or not I have it, I'm not paying it. And if I do pay that money, I don't want to get sick from it. Let me tell you. Just wear the gosh darn mask, okay? It's not that hard. Oh yeah, and can you tell I have nothing prepared?
Okay, for those of you watching, yes, I know this is horrendous quality, but,
I also suck at EQ, how'd you guess?
well, there's no light. I do have my nightlight with a much more powerful bulb in there, but it's not enough, and I'm also using my laptop webcam, which sucks. And also, there's one thing I need you to hear. Not sure how much of that came through over the preamp noise, but yeah, rain. Voice actor Carlo Bonomi, or however you pronounce that, I don't know, don't speak Italian, has passed away at 86 years old. He was the original voice of Pingu,
I hope I pronounced that correctly.
having retired sometime in season 5 or 6. Okay, that was all I was able to gather. The article was in Italian, and I was relying on AI translation, which sucks, especially from Microsoft and Google. We also have a VTuber graduation. Fen Riru is ceasing activity on August 31st. I've only known of her for a short time. Whoopsies! Okay. And it wasn't that long since debut. Now she's been streaming earlier, way before that, 2 years about?
Yeah, she said about 2 years. A little under, maybe? Heck, maybe even a little over.
But debuted in April. And it is currently August 15th. And I am not at home.
I'm in a cabin in the middle of nowhere, or was.
This is how it looks with the light off. I fortunately thought ahead and recorded her talking about it, so take it away.
I'm not gonna cry. Okay. So for those who were not aware, I am graduating. I'm getting yeeted. Yeah. I'm graduating. It's a term that people like to use. But in other words, it means retirement. Yes, I'm retiring from my activities as a fan. So this is not my graduation stream. My graduation stream will be on August 31st. So don't be too sad today. Don't be too sad today. Save your tears for the last stream, okay? Cause I'm still gonna stream a couple of times. I also wanted to address this. I find it a bit ironic that a lot of people found me through my graduation post. So if you're new, I'm very sorry. I am graduating this month, the end of this month. So yeah, I know you have a lot of questions. So don't worry, I'll try to answer as many as I can. What will happen to the Discord when you graduate? I will probably throw it to the Shadow Realm. I have a couple of plans. I still need to decide. It's still early. I don't want to make rash decisions. Yeah. So, I know what I'm doing. I think it's fair that, if you feel left out, that's not really it. It's just like the most stuff I do is on Twitch. You won't see me poking stuff on Twitter, for example. I'm not one to participate into dramas or do weird
And next in the news, we have more Twitch crap. Yay! What did they mess up this time? This time, it's their VOD storage. Also, yes, for those of you watching, I did turn low light compensation on. They are shortening their VOD storage to 7 days for unmonetized channels that don't pay for Prime or Turbo. Or maybe just Prime. They claim they're doing this because they are spending too much money on storing VODs that no one's watching. Which, while that, I will give them that, 7 bloody days is not enough. I often barely make it to downloading the VOD in time with a 14-day system. A 7-day system will murder the VOD. And now, so I know they didn't before either, but now they have no excuse for their bad downloader. I mean, they are the only site I know of that does not have instant downloads. Yeah, it takes time for it to travel down the network, but I'm talking about the time it takes to start, and they have no excuse for their lack of discoverability. Honestly, how is it that I don't have an average of 3 viewers yet? The answer is their discoverability is awful. That's why.
Awful? It doesn't even exist.
Okay, well, it literally does not exist for channels like mine.
Advice from Casady Stamps.
And now it's time for Advice from Casady Stamps, which I'm sure will be in a different key compared to the intro portion.
Don't worry, it was.
And this
You don't look like a fool.
will be on moderation. Remember, moderation is not gatekeeping. You're supposed to keep chat in line with the rules. Keep them in line. This means giving chatters a chance, letting them know about their behavior, and not just removing chatters and Assuming they know. Come on, you're better than Twitch, not worse.
At least they give you a little bit,
And is YouTube?
however useless it is.
Oh yeah, YouTube's also bad when they ban people from the platform. Horrible. Now, there are some things, like racism, sexism, homophobia and transphobia and what have you, that do not warrant a warning before you ban them, but those are really bad things. I just heard a vehicle goodbye. If you do ban someone, properly explain your decision to do so, and I wouldn't even recommend waiting for them to request knowing why. Now, this is actually stemming from personal experience with the moderators of 2 streamers who will not be named. The moderators here actually won't be named either. Consider yourselves lucky about that. The mod I talked to, this is as I remember it, but said something along the lines of, "We decided for the greater health of the community to make this decision."
The mods had some internal discussions about the greater health of the community that lead to this decision.
We cannot tell you more because
You mean you won't?
this is a mod issue and you're not a mod. I'd assuming that before that is the quote. Is what I normally say, but I don't think you would be satisfied.
We can not tell you any more, yes, any more, not any more, than this, since it is a mod issue and you're not a mod, is what I'd normally say, but I doubt you'll be happy with just that.
Dang right I wouldn't.
Anyway, this is what they said to me. I doubt you'll be happy with just that. Dang right. Your constant off-topic posting, which, whoa, okay. Constant, no. Occasional, yes. Nothing in the rules that says it's not allowed, and it's not common sense, you dolt. Talking to yourself, excuse me. If you're going to have the problem with that, then F you. Bringing up issues not related to the stream, talking about being banned from the Discords, true. That one I cannot argue with. But I was also desperate for answers. Whose fault is that? And lurking to avoid being banned on such and such as Twitch. Okay, that was actually related to the stream. I shouldn't look at that monitor, the shifty eye mode. I brought it up at a relevant point. Plus, I literally said just to be on the safe side. You're inferring right there. Putting words in my mouth. They're the right words, mind you. But they're still inferences. One, the main reasons behind our decision. Okay, first off, it's some. That is not a single reason. Second, that is an incomplete. We also had several reports from other community members. Really? First time I'm hearing about that. Whose fault is that? Yours. That influenced our decision. Really? You're better than this. This is gatekeeping. Be glad I'm not name dropping you.
Pretty sure that I only received the information that I did is because of the amount of probing I did into the situation. So I am very glad that I did so.
This is YouTuber's personal.
That's YouTuber's personal, everyone.
Okay, and welcome to YouTuber's Personal. Okay, first bit. Analytics are often depressing. I mean, honestly, rarely do you get the views, click-through rate, retention rate, or whatever else that you want. Even large creators often feel like they're underperforming. It's especially bad if you're trying to reach a goal, like Twitch affiliate.
Watch me on Twitch.
That's me trying to do it, by the way.
Honestly.
And can lead to heavy burnout, which just makes it worse. The next bit on this segment is, being busy with life is just awful. Trying to balance non-creation related work, school, and content creation can very well be all but impossible. Some people manage to do it well. I managed to do it, but not well. Most people don't. It will likely lead to a slowdown in production. If it doesn't, you are amazing. Sometimes, maybe even often, a massive slowdown. One thing I want to point out, don't ask us to post more videos in the comments. If we're not posting, there's a reason for that. It makes us more stressed out, and it is an easy way to get on our bad side. Okay?
Personal segment. This is it.
Welcome to the personal segment. To start things off, I am, by the time this releases, was on vacation. And most of this episode was recorded at the cabin or hotel. The first part of vacation was at Ponca State Park, mostly chillin', doing some things. Upload pending. We arrived Sunday. Didn't do much else, mind you. We unpacked, obviously. We visited the lakeside/boat dock and went to bed. Riverside whatever. I saw the lights blip a little. Yeah, I think the AC compressor is running now. Monday, sadly, was very rainy. We only went shopping. Had phosphate, something we did every day, by the way. Visited the area by the office because by then the rain had mostly stopped. And also had me singing and playing my ukulele. Inside, of course. Tuesday was dry, thankfully. We went to Sioux City and visited the flight memorial for Flight 232. Lewis and Clark Museum / Betty Strong Encounter Center. We're encountering Betty Strong. And the State Museum. We also visited the fountain and found Sasquatch. And Wednesday, Dad and I hiked, and we went on a fossil hunt, all four of us. Had phosphates, went to Walmart because older sibling had to get a pencil sharpener, and we had a campfire, an actual fire. I sang to my uke again. The cabins there, when they say rustic cabins, they were very rustic, or are. There was no light or door for bedroom 1. The beds were pretty crappy. I mean, that's the way they are in cabins. There was no bathroom fan at all, and there were roaches. Ours was the only cabin on that side of the road. Oh yeah, a mouse or rat or whatever had a few bites out of a bar of soap. Ours was the only cabin on that side of the road. It may have even been the only cabin with a split system air conditioner. As far as I know, the others all had exterior ducts going to and from the AC unit outdoors, outside. For the second part is dropping off my brother at college. Thursday ended part 1 and began part 2. We packed everything up, of course, had phosphates for the last time, and drove to the hotel in Madison, South Dakota, where I'm currently at. Whoopsies! We ate at Pizza Ranch for dinner and had McDonald's and Subway for lunch. And it was also the day I came back to the internet. Friday was our only full day in Madison, and it's just our luck. It's a rainy day. It's currently just sprinkling. But yeah, rain. We did sleep nearly all morning. We just barely got into the... What's the name of the diner? 2nd Street Diner. We are also redoing the bathroom fan upstairs. The motor is going out because, well, it's old, and the fan vents to the attic. Now, we are keeping the light and housing for the fan, but I did take the opportunity to install an exterior vent. I am replacing the existing duct, which is too short anyway, in foil, with a vinyl duct because, well, bathroom fans aren't fire hazards. Anyway, I had to do this at home because I am now a VTuber, and it only runs on my desktop. I drew, cut, and rigged the model myself. However, the character design was by my brother, Fungustober, formerly Ninja Master Kogus, which, funnily enough, is the name of this guy. Now, it's not the greatest model, obviously, but it's better than nothing. The face tracking is via the VTube Studio app, free on Steam, and my Vixia, which is not free on Steam, nor is it an app, it's my camera. I do not have phone tracking. Now, the ear physics aren't original, and I neglected to rig them in this direction, the Z, and my eyes do not blink. However, they do move.
Travis, our 2010 Chevy Traverse, had a basic overhaul, basically. The transmission ended up being bad because the fluid was never changed. It was black. And so it needed a rebuild. The timing chain was seriously stretched. It's amazing the valves didn't slam into the pistons. Or rather, the pistons didn't slam into the valves. Although that being said, there was no rattle, so maybe it's not that amazing. That 99% of the time happens before the chain fails. Same can't be said with timing belts. And there was a serious oil burning issue from the positive crankcase ventilation or PCV system, because the valve cover gasket has too big of a hole for a valveless PCV system. It's an all-around bad design. Honestly, PCV systems should have valves. Valveless systems suck, and it's amazing that that chain lasted as long as it did. And the engine was dirty. We thought the catalytic converters were bad, but apparently there are no OBD codes. However, yes, the check engine light is actually missing. Or potentially just burnt out. Don't know why, though. And it does still need a stronger accelerator pedal resistance, but that's because it's by design. This is the first throttle-by-wire vehicle we've owned, and it's crap. I mean, it accelerates like we'd expect such a big vehicle to, but the feel of the accelerator is awful. Granted, my daily driver has one of the stiffest accelerator pedals I've ever used. Nice, good condition throttle plate spring, which yes, is the only spring doing the work of returning the pedal. Oh yeah, and I'm also quite low on storage space on my laptop. Honestly, 256 gigabytes is not enough storage space for anything. So why do they do that? Anyway, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have for you today. I really do hope you've enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, maybe subscribe, maybe even ring the bell. But anyway, this has been Casady Stamps. Cheers for watching. I'm out of here.